not on the field, court, or ice. You are on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, C. Wall, delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from a hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's C-Wall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you're not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am. Through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make them mad, man. See all that we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. This is your weekly DMV sports update, and I am your host, C-Wall, checking in on the last show of 2022. Can you all believe it? How in the world did we get to the end of 2022 this fast? I'm like, yo, I didn't even realize it. I was chatting with my Seawall fam. I was chatting with Joy and Mazdak and said, yo, listen, it's the last show of the year. And listen, you all, while you are jumping in, make sure you're hitting that love button and make sure you're sharing this show with your DMV sports loving family and friends. Because listen, while we're going through all of this, I want to make sure you all are dropping in the chat some of your favorite sports moments of the calendar year. It went by so fast. How did this happen? How did it happen? And I see Cameron Mingo has already jumped in with a hello to Mama Waller. You know, she has been in town. She's all up in and around Seawall Studios. So say hello to her while you guys are sharing this show with your DMV sports loving family and friends. You're checking in with the love button and all the good conversation. I have to share that this is a live Bowie television recording, you all. So the show comes on each and every single day on Bowie television from 1:30 to 2:30. If you are a Verizon Fios user, it is channel 11. If you have Comcast Xfinity, it is channel 77. So you can catch the show live, but you can literally catch both Coaching from the Couch shows, the Washington Commanders update and the weekly DMV sports update, each and every single day. Yo, what in the world? I see Damon has checked in, and I see if you're on, drop a hello in the chat, hit a love button, because we have a lot to discuss. Want to chat about Katie Ledecky. Also want to chat about Terps basketball really quick. I got a super duper quick update on Caps. We got to get into Wizards. And we definitely have to get into the Washington Commanders. So if you have any family and friends that are fans of any of those teams, you want to make sure they are locked in for the final show of the calendar year. I keep saying it out loud, you all, because I don't think I can believe it myself. I'm like, well, where in the world? Where did the time go? Listen, and in a moment, we're going to be saying, where did the time go? Because we're going to be out of time on the show. So let's go ahead and get into it, you all. Katie Ledecky, DMV's own Katie Ledecky. You all know Katie Ledecky. A love button, fire emojis in the chat if you know who Katie Ledecky is. She has earned the Associated Press's Female Athlete of the Year. This is the Olympians. Am I back, you all? Am I back? Let me know. Let me know. This is the joys of live streaming and TV. Drop in the chat if you all can hear. Is Katie Ledecky still on your screen? Okay, you all, we're back. And I guess that means I owe y'all how many minutes? I owe you what? Two more minutes? And it should still be on Katie Ledecky because I didn't finish what I was saying about her, and I must finish what I was saying about Katie Ledecky. My apologies, you all. Technical difficulties, but hey, you all know what we gonna do. We gonna keep the show rolling. So listen, Katie Ledecky, again, love button, fire emoji. If you know who she is a complete star, a complete just stellar athlete, and even a better person. Shout out to her. Definitely love button, fire emojis for Katie Ledecky. You all. I'm trying to see. Am I still here? We gonna keep on rolling. So, Terps fans, are there any Terps fans on? Any Terps fans? Check in, Terps fans. I have an update with you all, but it's basically still a lot going on. Still a lot going on and a lot of season left. Can you all see the screen of the Terps basketball, or you can just hear me? Let me know so we can keep moving and rolling forward. Because I definitely we got to talk about Terps basketball. Okay. Terps basketball, you guys. If you can see the screen right here, I know it is small. Right now, the men's basketball is what? Ranked 8th in the Big Ten. I got this straight from the internet because you all know the Wizards and the Commanders take up all of my life right now. So when one of those seasons drop off, I can get fully into our Terp season here. But this is the standings right now for the Big Ten men's basketball. Maryland sitting at 8th. So it's Purdue, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Indiana, then Maryland. So that's where Maryland sits, okay? Oddly enough, let's see, the women's is, that was men's basketball. I don't know. Women's basketball is the same as well. Women's basketball is the same. They're ranked 8th. So I'm hoping that things get better for both the Maryland Terps women's and men's basketball teams because, as you know, hey, listen, we're at the end of the calendar year and then we're going into a new year. And before you know it, it'll be what, you all? It'll be March Madness. So essentially, these teams have like 2 months to get it together. Do you think that they will? Let's certainly hope so. Okay, you guys? All right. Where are the Wizards and Commanders fans? I owe y'all some time since we had some technical difficulties. I owe you all some time. Wizards fans up first. Wizards fans, make sure you're sharing this show. Tag in your Wizards family and friends. Tag them in because listen, who's your favorite Wizard? That's what I want to know. I want to know, who is your favorite Washington Wizard? Who is your favorite Washington Wizard? Can I tell you all who's my favorite Washington Wizard right now? And I'm going to wait and see if anybody already guesses him. I have a feeling that you might already guess who my favorite Wizard might be. And truthfully, my favorite Wizard is Rui Hachimura. It really is. It really is. Listen, you all, Rui was out for a month or so. And he has just come back into the team fold. And I'm like, listen. Yes, he did, Cameron Mingo. Yes, he absolutely balled out. And you all. Now, let me tell you who else. It's Rui's number one for me right now. You can't go wrong with the big three at all. So, other than Brad always being hurt. And I want to talk about that for a moment as well. But going back to Rui, and we put out an article today on Inside the Wizards where Rui said on Tuesday night after the Wizards beat the Philadelphia 76ers that he can bring the energy. And he's absolutely been doing that. He mentions how sitting back and watching the team lose and just feeling like he could really help them and it not working out because he was hurt, it bothered him. And while his first game back against the Jazz was kind of slow, which was expected, right? It's expected to be slow. First game back after a month, he's only scored 7 points. That's cool. But against Sacramento, Philly, then against Phoenix, him tying his career high of 30 points. Super impressed with Rui. Now, in one of the pressers where we shared again on Inside the Wizards, Kyle Kuzma shared about Rui. He said, hey, Rui, he's in a contract year. We know that there's been reports about a trade between the Phoenix Suns and the Washington Wizards that involved Rui. Reports, that's what they said. But I'm gonna tell you, reports aside, contract year aside, whatever the fuel may be, Rui is balling. And shout out to Inside the Wizards staff writer Tyrone Montgomery. And if you see Tyrone Montgomery online, on Twitter, on Facebook, give him a high five, give him a shout out, because early in the season, he wrote an article, you all can still go and check it out, that talked about who the X factor would be for the Wizards. Who's the X factor for the Wizards? And that X factor he had was Rui Hachimura. This is the person who has to have a stellar year, stay healthy, all of those things. And we've just seen in the last 3 games the impact that Rui has coming off of the bench. It's been fantastic. Here's somebody else I want to talk about. Here's somebody else I really, really, really want to talk about. And that is DeLon Wright. Okay. DeLon Wright, and shout out to Darrell. He and myself actually wrote an article. And are you all still able to see? And are y'all still connected? Making sure everybody's still connected. I'm like, good grief. All of the technology is, listen, can y'all still hear me and see me? And the comment that Cameron Mingo has here is exactly what my Commanders and Wizards colleague Ben Standig had on his page. And that is the Wizards are 6-1 when DeLon Wright plays. Shout out to Darrell. And he and myself, Darrell called it out early in the season. He said, listen, when DeLon plays, this team is different on defense. You saw it early on. The team was doing well. DeLon went down on October the 25th, and defensively, it just didn't click anymore. It just didn't. So then the team had to find its way, so to speak. Now, the stats say, do you all know, and of course, DeLon has been out, but do you all know who's the strongest Wizard on defense? Our strongest defender. on defense is Kyle Kuzma. And that goes without saying, the season that Kyle Kuzma is having. But I thought it was important to bring up both Rui and DeLon because both of them have been out, have been injured. There's an article on the site right now, again from Tyrone Montgomery Jr., that says the value of the Wizards reserves. You have to have a fully healthy roster. I'm going to just say this before we get into Brad's injuries. Have you all seen what the Boston Celtics and what the Brooklyn Nets are doing? I'm going to really talk about the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets, what you cannot ever do is count out a team that two of its players are Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Point blank, period. You can never count out a team that has those two gentlemen playing on them. Now that they have gotten out of all of the strife, all of the turmoil, all of that is behind them. You want to talk about a team that has faced adversity and is now coming out and kicking butt? It would be the Brooklyn Nets. They are on fire right now. The Boston Celtics. Ramona Shelbourne wrote an article about Jason Tatum saying, now he understands what it takes. And what he means by that is his team made it to the championship and lost. That's got to be heartbreaking. You get right there, and then you lose. But with that mentality, that speaks to, now I know what it takes. A colleague and friend of mine, Kevin Queen, says this: Jason Tatum is playing like a man possessed. Yes, he is. And all of those players that I mentioned, well, two of the three are actual champions, right? Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, champions. Jason Tatum got a whiff. He got a taste of it was right there. It slipped right through his fingertips. And he says, now I understand what it takes. And if you're watching and seeing, I tell anybody all day, beating the West is phenomenal. It's great. It feels good. But it's these Eastern Conference games. That's why the game against the Philadelphia 76ers with a dynamic Joel Embiid that scored 48 points. And James Harden was in the clutch as well. 26 points, 13 assists. They were doing their thing. And for the Wizards to come out victorious was a big deal. Watch the Eastern Conference because you got to beat the East in order to have a chance at the Larry O'Brien and to beat the West in the end. That's what matters. Keep your eyes on the Boston Celtics. Keep your eyes on the Brooklyn Nets. Continue to keep your eyes on the Philadelphia 76ers because that is absolutely a team that you will absolutely see again. The Bucks, of course. Now is when things are starting to heat up. We're all seeing the same thing. And that is, as time goes on, teams get better. But it's a key determining factor that these teams must be what? Healthy. They must be healthy in order to really, really make a case for themselves. When you don't have a fully healthy roster, you're just not going to get it in basketball. The next man up mentality works and it's valid, but it's not like football, right? Where you got so many players and so many pieces to the puzzle, where if you're, 2 or 3 of your starters go down, you still have a chance. It's just not like that in basketball. So I said all that to say, now going back to Bradley Beal being injured again, he's day-to-day, left hamstring soreness, the opposite. It's not the right one. The right one is the right hamstring was injured previously. Here's what I wanted to share. At the Philadelphia 76ers game, it was evident to me that Brad was extremely frustrated when he thought that injury was worse than it was. And I'm bringing this up because it's important to note it, because you want to see that emotion from your leader. He was ticked off. He was pretty upset going back to the locker room. Luckily, it's not as bad as initially thought. He's day to day, may even play against the Orlando Magic. But you want to see that emotion. The team is clicking on all cylinders, clicking at the right time. And the key there is that Coach Wes Unseld Jr. is able to pull from a fully healthy roster. Let's hope that the Wizards continue to win, continue to show their toughness, who they can be, because the tried and true dominant players of the league are all showing up at the right time. And the other piece of this are the younger players who are coming up and looking for every opportunity to dog the veterans. I said it, to every opportunity to dog the veterans. They're taking those opportunities. They jumping at the opportunity. They can't wait to dog them. It's a beautiful thing to see if you love the game of basketball. It's some great basketball being played right now. I'm here to tell you. And as soon as this football season is over, I can get all the way just engulfed in basketball. And I'll say this about the Caps and all into everything that Ovi is doing in the Capitals. But we're moving on to the next topic, which is the Washington Commanders. And they're taking up all my time. Y'all know that. That team takes up all my time. Washington Commanders fans, hit the love button. Drop a fire emoji. Let me know you're still with us. Thank you so much. Last show of the year, and the technology wasn't to show off, didn't it? Really did. The technology wanted to just say, yeah, yes, Candy. See, well, it's the end of the year. Forget about it. So I know, but we here though. We're going to keep it going. And I think I probably owe y'all about 2 extra minutes so we can get through it. And it's going to be dope. Commanders fans. And we talked on Monday during the live. It wasn't yet official that Carson Wentz was going to be the starter. That wasn't yet official. But we all knew it was going to happen. We all knew it was, Is anybody shocked? That's what I do want to know. I actually do want to know if anyone was shocked by Coach Rivera's decision to go back to his QB1. Was anybody shocked by that? Because I was making an assumption. I see one that can't already come through. No shock. All right. I'm just making sure. It should not have been a shock at all. Should not have been a shock. Carson Wentz is QB1. Carson Wentz is, and Ron Rivera has told everybody at least 4 times now that Carson is his guy. Okay? And Carson was sitting over there healthy. All right? And it would have not been smart if he had pulled Taylor sooner, but it should be no shock whatsoever. Carson Wentz is quarterback number 1. He's being paid $28 million. He's quarterback number 1. One thing. He is being paid $28 million to be quarterback number 1 this year. That's thing 2. And thing 3 is Ron Rivera has told everybody, everyone has heard it. Carson, that's his guy. He's the guy that brought Carson here. And that is absolutely facts on top of facts. So nobody should have been surprised. I do feel bad for Taylor. I'm just going to say that. I do feel bad for Taylor. It's just a tough situation. I saw a comment that I want to address to make sure everyone is clear. And it was, the team likes one player and the coach likes another player. And we kind of got to dispel that myth and that rumor. The team, they could probably put me back there. I mean, probably not. But if I won them a game, if hey, whoever, go, that probably not me. Using me as a bad one. But whomever is suiting up every day, going to practice, is healthy and can play, they just want to win. Right? They've known Taylor longer. So it's just by default, they're used to him. They know him more. But it's not that they dislike Carson. I want to be clear about that. And I really want to acknowledge this comment that Mazdak has in the chat. There is no friction. There is no quarterback drama. Everybody just trying to get in at this point. They are really just trying to get in at this point. Seriously. So, with that being said, and I appreciate you, Randall, for acknowledging that I had to put, I wanted to put that to rest, because I just wanted all to rest, that there's any type of friction, disagreement, not on the same page in that locker room. They don't care. They want to win. That's it. They want everybody to just do their job to win. They are really good now with the whole trusting their coaches and trusting the coach's decision and understanding the situation. Hey, listen, here's a hard truth, everybody. Y'all ready for a hard truth? Are you really ready for a hard truth? A hard truth is this. The Commanders beat the Giants at MetLife. We're not having this conversation. The Commanders beat the Giants at FedEx Field. We are not having this conversation. You want to know why? Because the Commanders would have stomped in the ground that they're going to the playoffs. Now, look at what's happening. Now it's a made up quarterback controversy. Is no quarterback controversy. Yes, I feel bad for Taylor, because Taylor, he wants to win so bad, and he feels like he let the team down. And he didn't want to do that. He never does. Nobody wants to, but all eyes are always on the quarterback. That's just what it is out here, right? But he's a super teammate. And let me just say this for the record. Carson is a super teammate to him as well. They're not over there. Sam Howell, all of them, those guys are great toward each other. Let's be for real, y'all. Please be happy and proud and excited that there's no locker room friction. That ain't it. There's no friction between the team and the coaches. It's none of that, right? But it's enough blame to go around, because even Jonathan Allen is feeling some type of way that they haven't stamped this, that they haven't done everything possible to say, we're in this thing. Respect us. You don't respect us. And when you don't respect us, now we got to, every single week is something. They tired of it. But what they need to realize is, if they tired of it, they need to change it. They are the ones that are in control of their destiny. They are the ones that are in control of the narrative. Okay? So that's what they got to do. And here we are. Did y'all see? Everybody follow me on Twitter at CWallSE on Twitter? I retweeted Aaron Rodgers, Green Bay. Okay? Because if Cleveland wins, Green Bay is like right on up in there. And now Green Bay no one was even thinking about them a few weeks ago. Now here they are, because what happens? The tried and true veterans, they going to find their way. They going to know what's up. They going to know when to kick it in and get ready to rock. They know. Here go Aaron Rodgers at the end of his interview on the Pat McAfee show, talking about go Browns. Oh, no. Now you got Aaron Rodgers rooting against you. Oh, You don't even want him to be in a position to be able to talk. But he is. A lot riding on this game on Sunday. The team needs to play smart and they need to play to win. Now, let me be clear about that, because sometimes playing to win is also like being aggressive and all those things. You can be aggressive and not emotional. Does that make sense, you all? You can be aggressive in your tactics, aggressive in your scheme, but don't make a decision out of desperation. Don't do that, because it could backfire on you. Just like that 4th and inches call on your own 22 on Saturday against the 49ers. A lot riding on this game, y'all. And I'm going to tell you, I told you all weeks ago, I did not want the Commanders in this position. I didn't want them here. I didn't want them in this position. I wanted them to sweep the Giants. I said it. I remember the days I said it. I remember the shows where I said it. They need to sweep the Giants and call it a day. For real. This is not a game anymore, people. Sweep the Giants, stamp your position, stamp your place, let people know you're for real, do what you got to do, and you don't have to be all stressed out all week. Everybody looking sad, trying to find ways to, no. A lot of the secondary, and now I think we're at time. Now, did I give y'all your time back? I'm trying to make sure. And again, thank you all for hanging with me. You all stuck through those technical difficulties, and I love you for it. A lot of the secondary is injured, y'all. If they're not injured, they're sick. So let's hope things are better by Sunday, because you all saw how much the defense missed one defensive player in Cameron Curl. And then Benjamin St. Juste was not all the way healthy. They're going to need the secondary. Okay. Just because Cleveland is out of the playoffs does not mean they're not going to come to FedEx Field ready to play football on Sunday at 1:00. Okay. Just because they're out doesn't mean they're going to bow down. Just because they're out does not mean they like, oh, well, we don't care. That's not that. Everyone still has something to prove. Everyone, especially for those who are coming up on free agency or big contracts, they still playing for something. The Commanders got to win now, y'all. They have to win. And it's just, I'm sad for them. I'm just going to be honest. I've been saying this to people all week. Like, can I be honest with you? Even out at Ashburn, I've been whispering to people, can I be honest with everybody? Can I be honest? Can I just say what I really want to say? Yeah, sure, Candy. What would you like to say? I would just like to say, I really wish the Commanders had beat the Giants, like I had said, daggone near all November. That's what I wish. Because this right here is stressful. And we're going to all be stressed out together on the first day of 2023, Sunday at 1:00. Are you ready? Are you ready to go and be stressed out? Love button, fire emoji if you're ready, because that's what it will be. Stressful. Okay? You all, thank you so very much for all that you all do, for sharing the show, for tapping in, for taking part in the conversation, for watching, sticking it out with Seawall and Bowie Television through all the technical difficulties. You all have been absolutely phenomenal to me and my team, and I just love each and every one of you for it, okay? Here's to hoping that Monday will be a victory Monday for the Commanders. I'm going to just go ahead and say it, okay? I'm going to just say it, because if not, it's going to be a sad Monday. Here's to hoping for a victory Monday this coming Monday. And when I see you all back right here in 2023, though, okay, you all be blessed, be good, be well, and I'll be talking to you guys again soon.
You're not on the field,
Yeah.
court, or ice. You're on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, C. Wall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's C-Wall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make them mad, man. See all that we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.